Welcome back to another story time with me. So this is story time of the time that I let that homeless girl into my house. So let's get comfortable. I'm trying to be like comfy. Okay, perfect. We're good. So as you guys know, I work at a laundromat. So not a long time ago, I was working at this laundromat, right? And the story is so stupid that I think it's funny. So I'm working at the laundromat. It's on a Friday night, and usually after Friday comes Saturday. And Saturday I only work in the afternoon from 3 to 11. So that Friday I was working from 6 to 11, and it's almost like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. I'm not really sure. When I see this young girl, like she looked probably 16. She didn't look that old, honestly. She looked 16, and she was on the laundromat, and she was carrying the stuff around, and it did not look like clothes, like regular clothes, right? And I was like, there's a girl on a laundromat by herself, and that doesn't look like clothes. Like the stuff that she had on her bags, it didn't look like clothes. It looked like personal stuff, like lotion, like a brush, like stuff like that. It didn't look at all like clothes. So I was like, okay, so this looks kind of fishy, like something ain't right about this girl. So I just looked at her and I didn't say anything. I could continue cleaning. And then she came up to me and then she's like, um, can you look at my stuff while I go to the bathroom, please? I'm like, yeah, sure, don't worry. You can go to the bathroom and look up to your stuff. Second weird question, because no one in the laundromat ever that I worked there actually asks you to check their stuff, right? Like take care of their stuff. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, okay, that's okay. So I'm taking care of her stuff and I be looking at the stuff. Like I'm not opening but like looking, because she has it on like a and I see clear bag. So I can see it. Like I can see right away. Everyone can see it. So she gets off the bathroom and I ask her, like, hey, so is what did I ask her? I don't really remember what I asked her, but it was something about her stuff, like uh you're not washing your clothes or something like that. And she said no, and I was like, what's going on? And she said, oh, my mom kicked me out of the house. And I was like, oh, so for me, I'm looking at a 16-year-old girl that had just been kicked out of her house. And I was like, yes, I cannot do that. So I called, let's say my roomie for now. I called someone and I'm like, hey, is it okay if I bring this girl into the house because, well, she's on the streets, her mom kicked her out, and she doesn't have anywhere to stay. And where I work at, there's a lot of like bars around, and it's Friday night, and it's about to rain, so I don't think it's safe at all for her. And she said, yeah, of course, you can bring her up there. Like, we have a room where she can stay. So I look at the girl and I'm like, do you use drugs? And she said, no. And I asked her, how old are you? She said, 19. I'm like, okay. Do you drink alcohol? And she said, no. And I was like, okay. So are the rules. If you want, you can stay in my house. There's no drugs. There's no alcohol. There's no boys in the house. Like, no men in the house. There's only women in this house, so I don't want no men in this house. And she said, yeah, okay, thank you. Do you think we can go to my mom's house so I can get my stuff? And I told her, yeah, sure, we can go after work, but you just stay sitting over there and I'll clean it up like I'm supposed to clean up and everything. So my whole schedule passes, I clean everything up, and and I go to her mom's house. Now this is where it gets interesting. So I go to her mom's house, we both go, and I start knocking and no one responds. Start knocking, no one responds. I'm like, okay. And I told her, you know what, it's really late. Maybe we can come back tomorrow after I get off work and we can bring your stuff into the house. Like we can get your cat and all the other stuff. And she said, yes, thank you. That would be nice. So we get to the house, to my house, and then she goes to sleep right away. She doesn't need to do anything. She just goes to sleep, and I get it because she's probably tired and stressed. That's what I thought. But the person that I live with was like, oh no, like ask her questions like, so what's your name? What you do? What this, which makes sense. But I was like, you know what? Just give her this day, and then tomorrow you can ask her all the questions that you want. So I go off to work the next day, I mean Saturday, 3 p.m., and then I get off work at 11, and I come pick her up, and then we go get her stuff. And that's when actually gets interesting. I start knocking at the door, she doesn't respond. She starts knocking at the door, the mom doesn't respond, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? So I told her, you know what, I'm just gonna call the cops. Like, if your stuff is inside, I can call a cop so they can come and use a state guard so you can get your stuff out. And she said, yes, of course. So I called the cops and I'm like, I pretend to be her. I'm like, hey, so my mom just kicked me out of the house and I was wondering if a police officer can come by so I can take my stuff out. And they say, okay. They get into the house and the police officer ignores me completely. I'm not there. Goes straight up to the girl and says, you're not supposed to be here. You are not supposed to be here. You have a restraining order against, like, your mom has a restraining order against you. You're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, I was not told about anything about problems with the law because I asked her and she said no. And I'm like, okay. So I told her, you know what? That's okay because now I want to be noisy. I want to know what's going on. Like, I have someone in my house and they have a restraining order. What's going on? So I told her, you know what? Just stay in the car. I'll go for your stuff. And she said, yes, okay. So I go to the cops and I'm like, so what's going on? And he said, oh no, she just got a restraining order. And I was like, yes, I heard you say that. But why did the mom put a restraining order towards her daughter? And he said, oh no, it was not the mom. The police did. And I was like, okay, but why? And then he said, oh, she just has some mood swings. I'm like, this doesn't make no sense. So the mom comes out of the house, and that's when I realized why the mom was not answering the door. It was because her house was on the second floor, and we were knocking the first floor, like the first floor door. Like the noise, like she won't be able to actually hear it. And the cop was like knocking at the door like this, not like this. And we were doing like this. So I got it. I was like, oh, it was, or I mean, I didn't know. It was like a second level. I didn't know anything. So I say, hi, my name is Liz, and I'm just, your daughter is going to stay with me for a little bit. She just wanted to see if she can get her cats and her cat and her stuff. And she said, yeah, of course, come in. So I go in and I told her, so what happened? And she said, she didn't tell you. And I was like, no, but let me grab the cat and give it to her so she can just stay in the car, just in case the police leave, she can stay in the car. And then she doesn't do anything illegal because I also don't want her to break the restraining order. So tell me what's going on. And she said she didn't tell you anything, and I was like, no. And but you can tell me, like, she's gonna stay in my house. Maybe I should know something, like if she's gonna be dangerous to me or something. And she said, well, it's just that she was hitting me, and the neighbors called the police, and it was the second time that she did it, and the police came. So the police took her out, and the police put a restraining order on her because she was beating me, and I was not defending myself. And I'm just like, So she says, but you should be alright. She just doesn't like people asking about me or anything like that. So you should be alright. And I told her, okay. So I already told your daughter, this is what I told her. I already told your daughter, and I'm telling you that this is my plan. There is no drugs, no boys, and no alcohol in the house. I don't want any of that. Other than that, this whole month, I'm going to help her get a job because I have a couple of friends at Walmart where I can help her get a job. And I can help her go back to school so she can get her GED. And after this month, I'm only gonna charge her like $200 for rent, like for the room. I mean, she can use anything in the house. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I'm only gonna charge her $200 a month. And she said, yeah, that's all right. If she cannot pay the first month, I'll pay it for her. And I was like, no, no, no. She's a grown up. You need to let her grown up, like be a grown up, like do her stuff. And she said, yeah. And I was like, does your daughter has her social security or do you have it? And she said, well, I have it because she was stealing some of my papers and I didn't want her to lose that. And I'm like, so she's not only stealing, she's also beating up her. Okay. So I told her, okay, well, if you want, give me your phone number or take my phone number so we can like message or something and I can tell you about how she's doing and you can tell me when I can come for the social security. And she said, yeah, of course. So I got her in my house and I told her, I was like, so I don't know what's going on with you and your mom. And she asked me, hey, did she give you her phone number? And I was like, no, I lied. I was like, no, she didn't give me her phone number. I didn't really talk to her. I only grabbed your stuff and she asked me, did she ask anything about me? And I was like, she just wanted to know if you were all right. And then the girl was like, oh my gosh, she's so manipulative. Like, she doesn't really care about me. And I was like, in my thoughts, I was like, you know what? I get it. Like, she was probably depressed, stressed, or something like that. I was like, okay. And I was trying to be empathetic because my mom kicked my siblings, my step siblings, out of the house when they were like around 17, 18. So I was trying to be like compressive towards her because I was like, yeah, my siblings were on the street, and I mean, if I could have helped them, I would have, but I couldn't, so I didn't. I was like 5 years younger, so when they were 17 and 18, I was like 13 and 12 or 14. I don't really remember. Anyways, so so we're going back home, and I was like, well, you already know how the things are gonna go. I'm gonna help you out, find a job at Walmart. They pay good over there. I can help you out, go back to school, like take you over there so you can go back and get your GD, so you can go stand up on yourself. I'm only gonna charge you $200 for rent, like for rent per month. This first month is gonna be free because I understand that right now you need to go on your feet. And she said, okay, thank you so much, and blah blah blah. And I asked her, do you have your social? And she said, no, I don't have my social, my mom has it. And I was like, okay, so what do you think if next Thursday or Friday, and I told her, what do you think if next Friday I go to your mom's house after work and I can go pick up your stuff, like I can go pick up your social. And she said, yeah, that should be good, thank you. I was like, okay. So now we're talking. That was on Saturday. Sunday, everything is all right. We had like a party here, but she was not drinking. I make sure that she was not drinking. And then Monday comes by. For people that don't know, I was here on Monday. I was here on Monday. Tuesday comes by, and then I go to work at 6 a.m. and I barely see her, so all I'm hearing is complaints about the other person that lives with me. Like, hey, she's not cleaning her own stuff. Like, she goes to the bathroom and she's using a lot of toilet paper. Like, she's not, like, she uses the stuff around the house and she doesn't even clean it. She leaves all the garbage everywhere and blah, blah, blah. So I told her, you know what? I know I told you I wasn't gonna ask you for anything, but just clean after you. Like, you get to use everything in the house, right? So just clean after you. Like, if you're going to eat something, just wash your dishes, like the ones that you use, not everyone else's. Use the ones that you use. And she said, yeah, okay, thank you, I just wanted to know if I can also use clean the cat litter. And I was like, yeah, of course you can clean the cat litter. She never cleaned the cat litter, she just said that she wanted to do it anyways. So I'm getting like all these complaints from this other person, and I'm just gonna leave it like that, right? So that was on Tuesday. And then Wednesday comes by, and then I start taking her places. I'm like, okay, let's go to Walmart so you can meet my managers. Maybe I can talk to them to see if they can give you a job opportunity. She says, okay, thank you. And I talk to them. They say, yeah, of course, just have her write down everything, and we're going to put her name down right away so she can start working. And I was like, okay, thank you. I'm going to put the application next week because right now we don't have her social. And I was telling everyone that she was my cousin, okay? So that was on Wednesday. Thursday comes around, and I worked double shift. And turns out that she did not spend the night in the house. Like, she was away. She did not sleep in the house at all. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? I don't really care. I'm just giving her a room to stay, so I don't really care. And then Friday comes around, and the person that lives with me was here and told her, you know what, if you ever need to go out somewhere, I can take you around. Like, just ask me and I can take you. Right now I'm not gonna be working, so just let me know anything. Now the person that I live with is also a woman, so she said, okay, thank you for letting me know. And then I get off work and I'm already talking to her mom, like, hey, can I go get the social at 11? And she said, yes, of course. And I'm like, okay. So I drive to the mom's house at 11 and I meet the mom. And the mom is having like a pizza and she's with the pizza alone by herself. I feel so bad about it. And I go and I'm like, hi, so I came to pick up, well, your daughter's social. And she said, yes, I'll give it to you, but why didn't she show up to court today? And I'm like, she had court today? Because I told her, if you have anything legal that you need to deal with it, because I will not put my family in risk, myself and the other person at risk, just for someone that I don't really know. Like, you need to deal with your stuff. Like, we are going to help you, but you need to deal with your stuff. So, and I was talking about the court order because I knew there was a court order, but I didn't knew that she had like a court that she was supposed to go. Like, I knew about the restraining order, but I didn't know about court date. So I asked her, the what? And she said, yeah, she didn't show up to court today. She was supposed to show up at court. And I'm like, well, she didn't tell me, and she didn't tell us. She didn't say anything. And she said, well, she didn't show up to court and she has an order for persecution, something like that. An order where basically you have to turn yourself in. And I'm like, oh. So that's a deal breaker. Because I told her, you can stay in the house, not drugs, not alcohol, fix your shit, and no boys. But fix your shit, your legal shit, fix it. And the mom was like, I wanted to take off the charges, but because she didn't show up, I couldn't take off the charges. So now she has a persecution. I don't remember what order, but it's basically that she needed to show up or the police were gonna go look for her. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, are you home? She says, yes, I'm home. And I'm like, okay, we need to talk when I get there. I'm gonna get there around 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. She's like, okay. So I get home at 1 a.m. and I'm knocking at her door. She's not there in the house. She's not anywhere in the house. So I ask her, hey, where you at? And she said, oh, I'm walking. I'm like, okay, are you gonna be home soon? Because I really need to talk to you and I'm tired. Like, I want to go to sleep. Because I've been working on Friday. I worked from 6 a.m. all the way to 1 p.m. And then from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I have like a small break. And then from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. I work again. So I was really tired. And I told her because I need to sleep because I'm really tired. And she said, oh yeah, I'll be there in a bit. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let you know. Because we started waiting like from 1 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. So I haven't slept since 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm really, really tired. And I told her, you know what? I'm just going to tell you. I went to your mom's house. I got your social security number. And your mom told me that you have court day today and you did not show up. And she said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck are you doing going to my mom's house? You fucking monkey ass. I'm like, excuse me? Who the fuck do you think you are? And I'm like, and I told her, look, I'm gonna let you stay the night. You can come back to the house and stay the night, but you have to take your stuff out tomorrow. Like, you cannot stay one more day. Because if the police is looking for you, I don't want to be on help like, oh, you were hiding her. I was like, no, you have to go. And she started yelling at me. She was like, oh, you're fucking yelling like on the phone, really, really loud and being really, really aggressive. And the other person heard how she was talking to me, so they decided to change the locks. And he was like, you know what the fuck is wrong with, the other person said, and I quote, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, you're giving her a fucking place to stay and she's talking to you like that? Oh, hell no. Told her that she's not coming back to this house tonight. That if she wants to pick up her stuff, she has to come tomorrow because she's not coming in tonight. Because who does she think she is? Like, talking to you like that, even though you were being so nice to her this whole time. You didn't ask her for anything and you let her stay here and you don't even know her. And I was like, yeah. So I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, so this other person heard how you were talking to me and they did not like it. And honestly, just come tomorrow for your stuff. Like, come tomorrow for your stuff because right now you're being really aggressive and yeah, I don't like that. And she started sending me like really, really mean messages like, who the fuck do you think you are? How dare you being like that? Monkey ass, you fucking whore, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So at this point, this way that she's sending me messages, and then I know her mom, I'm like, yeah, you're not coming in the house because I'm really short, I'm really weak, I will not be able to defend myself. So she starts yelling and sending me messages. Now, this whole time, her cat has been inside the room for a long time, scratching the bottom of the door, of my door. So I open the door and I give food to the cat. And then she sends me more messages like, who do you think you are to touch my stuff? I'm like, I'm not touching her stuff. No, who do you think you are, you fucking monkey ass, kicking me out of the house? Like, who do you think you are? And you pretend to be a nice person, but you're a whore, all of those things. And I'm like, okay. And she's saying, you know what? I already called the cops. And I was like, good. I will open the door when the cops are here. And I called the cops and I'm like, hello, cops. So I found this girl and I told them the whole story, right? And the cops came and when the cops came, I opened the door and the guy cop, he's like, who called the police? And I was like, well, we both did. She said she called the police and I called the police. And there were two cops. There was one guy and one girl. And I was like, if you guys want to make it this like faster for everyone, because it's really late and I'm really, really exhausted, one talks to me and one talks to her. So we each can give the version of the story. And then she can get her stuff out. I just don't want to be alone with her inside the house. I want one police officer to be here so she can get her stuff out without her not like hurting me or anything like that. And they're like, okay. So I told the male cop everything that happened. And I told him, you know what? She has a restraining order, and she also has like a percussion, something like that order. And I don't want to have any problems with the police. So I told her that she needs to leave. The moment I found out, I told her you need to leave. So she started being aggressive towards me, and the other person changed the logs because I can show you all the messages of what she was saying to me. And he said, you know what? I believe you. And I'm like, okay. So the female cop and the male cop get inside the house. And then I'm like, grab everything that is yours. Like from the bottom, from the top, just grab everything that is yours. Like, I don't care. Just grab it. And then she goes down and then she starts being so mean to the cops. Like, the female cop was like, hey, do you need help? Do you need a bag? Do you need this? Do you need help carrying your stuff around? Like, do you need help carrying your cat? Do you need help finding a cat shelter? Do you need help finding a cat collar? Do you need help for anything? And this is her reaction towards the cops. The whole time the cops were trying to be nice to her, she was being an asshole towards them. The whole time they were like, do you need help? She was ignoring them and walking away. And then the cop guy said, you know what? I get it why she is on the position that she is. Because it's not right what she's doing. Right now we're trying to help her. We're being nothing but nice towards her. And she's acting like that. And I was like, well, yeah. They said, do you have anything like a cat collar so she can take her cat? And I say yes, and I give her a cat collar. So I don't have the whole thing for the cat because my cats are indoor cats. They don't like the outside. So I give her one that is like you can put it here, but if you pull it, it's gonna like make it tighter. So that one it should be like I like to put it like over here or having the cat carrying it, like carrying the cat. So I give it to her and she took all the stuff out. The cops were still trying to talk to her, like, hey, do you need help? Hey, do you want us to take your cat somewhere else? And then the female cat asked me, do you like cats? And I was like, yes, I have 6. And the female cat was like, can you take her cat? And I was like, no, I cannot take her cat. I'm so sorry. I don't want her to ever come again, like here. So no, thank you. I'm sorry. And she said, no, yeah, I get it. I see how she's treating you. I see how she's been acting right now. And I get it. So don't worry. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And before she left, I gave her a paper with a lot of shelters that she can go to, and then a lot of health, medical, dental, anything, like all the helps. It's a big paper, it's around this big, and I gave it to her, and I was like, here, you might need it, you can have it. And she was still ignoring me and everything. Well, I gave it to the cop, and the cop gave it to her, because I didn't want it to be near her. So I gave it to the cop gave it to her, and then she was ignoring everyone. She was being mean to everyone and everything. And then she just left. And then I finally closed the door and I finally get to go to sleep. But then I hear how the cops are yelling to her like, hey, stop hurting the cat. Stop treating the cat like that. Hey, stop treating the cat like that. If you still act like treating the cat like that, we're going to take it to a shelter. Hey, you need to start carrying that cat. You're hurting your cat. And I'm like, damn. Which is really interesting. Like, before this happened to me, I always wanted to help out others. And I was like, I really want to help out someone, and I always wanted to help like homeless people. Because I was like, I feel like it's not fair if they don't have a house, they don't have a way that they can get a paycheck. If they're homeless, they cannot work, because when you work, they're asking you for an address. If you don't have an address, you cannot get a job. So I offer everything to her: a home, a place to stay, with AC, with hot water, food, free food, literally everything free. She could use all of her stuff, and she was using her stuff. And she was being the rudest and the meanest person ever. And I was like, okay. So, you guys, this girl was 19 years old. She's really young. I hope she's doing well. But I hope this story teaches you guys to be careful and to not let anyone inside your house. And put cameras everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back later with another story time, because I got many story times. Like, a lot of things happened to me. What the heck? So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And I'll see you later. Bye.